Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery Lab TV. My name is Chris. I'm your coach. I'm your sports therapist. And today we are doing our upper body prehab session. So if it's your first time, hit the subscribe button, give the video a little thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Let them know that we were here every Thursday morning at 9:30. Good morning. How are you all doing? I hope you're all okay. Let me know in the comment section how you are. Chuck up your name, chuck up a little wave, whatever you want to do. It's always good to see who's in the class, who's here, who's participating, and who's having a good morning. How are we all feeling? Everybody feeling a little bit more rested after yesterday's session? I know I certainly did. Thank you. Good morning, Paul. How are you doing, buddy? Things you're going to need today. Okay. First of all, a drink. Number one. Going to get hot and sweaty. Going to need a drink, potentially a towel for your face, maybe your arms or whatever, and try and get some ventilation in the room if you can. All right. So crack open a window, crack open a door, let some free flowing air in. It's always nice to kind of get some fresh air when you're exercising. Also, what you're going to need is 1, a yoga mat, 2, a bit of open space, 3, a little band like this if you have it. Okay. If you have super light weights, you're going to need those light weights, okay? Kind of, I'm talking a 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, possibly a 3 kilogram dumbbell or kettlebell. You're going to need out of your kind of bands, the lightest band, okay? So out of those mini bands, you're going to need the lightest band, all right? And you're also going to need a bar if you can, okay? By bar, I mean a non-weighted pole, okay? So like a dowel, a wooden stick, a brush, a broom, a mop, you name it, something straight, long, nice and tall, just to kind of move around, help those shoulders out a bit, okay? So, all that being said, what we're going to do is kind of wake up our upper body, wake up our spines, get them moving, get them going, get our shoulders back, okay, and wake everything up, okay? So if you can, grab a little space, and what you're going to do is come into this position. You're going to fan your arm around. You're going to try and go as far around as you possibly can. I'm going to shuffle back a little bit, so maybe you can see my hand. You want your knees directly underneath your hips, your back nice and straight, your wrist, shoulder, elbow, shoulder, shoulder and elbow and shoulder all the way under. So as you rotate, you're trying to get a straight line from this fingertip all the way through to this hand on the floor, just like so, okay? So it's back, reset, come around, keeping the hips as still as you can. Good. Good. One more. Good. From there, swapping sides. Try to make a straight arm if you can. So 2 more. Good. From there, laying on his side. Just like so. Going to come up, over, rotate, tap the floor, back in. Again, keeping your hip as still as you can. Go back on that original side. Good. Good morning, Jam. How are we doing? Keeping that body as straight as you can. Big drive up. Big rotation round. Last one. Great job. Spinning around. Well done. Again, big draw out. Try and glue the shoulders down if you can. Sit. Big draw out. Sit. Two more. Big rotation around. That's it. Good. From there, lifting up your legs. Okay. You're going to come palms up. Okay. So knuckles facing the floor as you go over. You're going to come all the way around. Back up. Rotate. So it's always knuckles coming down towards the floor. Gluing that lower back down against the floor as well. You're on your knees directly above your hips. And those shoulders glued to the floor. Squeezing at the bottom. Keeping that spine nice and straight. Good. Okay, this time. Knuckles down, coming down. Fine, all the way up this time. Back up. Rotate. Keeping those arms as straight as you can. Gluing that lower back down. Keep squeezing. Legs as straight as you can. One more. Great job. Well done. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to grab yourself your little red band if you have one. Okay, if not, you're going to use a small set of weights. Now you can use a small set of weights as well, either as well if you want, or as an alternative. Okay, and if you do have weights or whatever, just make sure they're just really light. Okay, it's kind of like a small group of muscles that you're kind of working, and it doesn't need to be heavy. You don't want to over recruit it. You kind of literally want to have it controlled, nice and slow, nice and steady, doing exactly what you want it to do as opposed to what you think it's kind of doing. All right. Your back is going to be dead straight. Imagine you're kind of leaning up against the wall in that position, all right? And you've already kind of been in that position, all right? You're going to go back to your original side in that laying down position here, okay? You want to bring your knees directly in front of your hip. and have this beautiful little right angle. And you're going to hold just one of the bands. Okay, as you do this, one arm's going to stay straight. It's going to be driven down with your thumb up, if you will. Okay, you're not going to move this arm. So you're going to work this arm just as much as you're going to work this arm. You're coming from there, okay, coming up and drawing back. Put in there. Now, if that's a little bit too light, you're going to come a little bit further forward. From here, push your chest out. Okay, you're going to draw up. Feel the resistance. You're coming back. Again, if you feel like you can do a little bit more resistance, coming down. Now, notice how my chest is pushed out, okay? As you're pulling back, and that's where it is for me, okay? All right. So I'll show you from a different angle, okay? Hips are up, back is dead straight, okay? You're coming up, dead straight, so you're there. Now this hand on the floor is trying to come up now, and I'm trying to push that into the floor as I'm trying to push this one directly above my shoulder, okay? It doesn't go past here, it's not over there, it's not forcing my shoulder to rotate and my spine to rotate, okay? I'm drawing forward with my chest. That's going to glue my shoulder blades into my ribcage and my back, okay? And then I'm trying to meet it against it so I'm nice and solid, so I'm dead straight, okay? Super important that you hit that and you're not kind of over rotating, all right? So gently get into position. It's just as important that you set your knees up dead straight, okay? So you have that lovely little right angle. You want to concrete that. You want to draw forward, okay? So notice that. Pull my t-shirt forward, draw that chest forward, really open up and squeeze back, okay? From there, it's nice setting your neck down, okay? Drawing out, nice strong position, back there, okay? Let's go. Making sure you're keeping in line with the shoulder. Those wrists are nice and strong. You're not bending them at all. That's it. Big deep breaths. Keep going. Last one. Good. Try to keep the band resistance the same in your hand. Gently swapping over. Set yourself up. Puff your chest out nice and strong. There we go. Big drive up. Big drive out. There we go. That's it. Perfect. Strong as you can. Sit nice and control. Keep it up. Keep it going. Good. Two more. Last one. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, okay? Keep holding the band where you had it. Okay, so similar to before, okay? You're gonna puff your chest out, you're gonna cross your legs so your spine is nice and straight. You're gonna hold it where you have been, okay? You're gonna take it out as wide as you can. You're gonna hold that T shape, okay? You're gonna come up, back to where you were, okay? You ready? So let's go. Big drive out, meet in. Good job. Just be careful of your fingers now because they're going to be a little bit slipperier. So make sure your thumbs are inside so it's not kind of slapping off. Good, 2 more. Good, last one. Good, chucking that down on the floor, okay? What you're gonna do, get yourself a little cushion for your knees, okay? A little pillow, a little cushion, whatever you need, okay? You're gonna keep your hips nice and straight, drawn down, okay? Squeezing your bum, okay? You're gonna go in that press up position, your hands are gonna be underneath, okay? You're gonna drop down, you're gonna push away, okay? It's only your shoulders, shoulder blades moving, your body is not moving other than that, okay? So effectively, you're reaching forward, drawing back, reaching forward, drawing back, okay? So hips as still as you can. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your abs, draw down, okay? Push up. Nice and steady, down, push up. Good, nice and controlled. That's it. 2 more. Good, shaking out. Okay, so grab yourself a little drink. Okay, you should all be feeling it roughly around here, deep in the shoulder muscles. Okay, it should be like this kind of burning sensation, like you would if you were kind of standing on one foot and you kind of get that burning in the foot. You should be getting that kind of burning in the shoulder. Okay, now as you're resting, what I want you to do is practice good habits. Is draw your shoulders back. Okay, not only just drawing back. Okay, but what I also want you to do is draw them back and down. Okay. If you notice yourself up here, try and imagine someone's yanking your arm down as you're there having your drink, okay? A lot of us drink like that, okay? Want you to bring up with the arm. Sounds stupid, but makes a huge, huge difference. Let me know in the comment section how you're feeling, how you're finding it. If you are experiencing an ache more on one side than the other, if you are rotating slightly, if you're kind of wondering what the hell I'm on about and you can't feel anything, let me know, honestly. Don't ever be afraid to kind of be like, hey, Chris, just not feeling it, mate. You know, because I can help and I can maybe get you on video and have a little look at what you're doing, okay? So, again, you're going to be either sat like this, okay, if you want to kind of stretch out your lower legs, or sat cross-legged. You're going to come up like that, okay? It's going to have a little bit of slack, okay, just so it's not impossible. And you're going to draw out again, just like this, okay? So are you ready? 2, 1, and go. Big drive out, stretching out tall as you can, just like so. Keeping that chest up, keeping that spine straight, keeping your hands level so that band is level. Big drive out. Keep puffing those shoulders back. Keep puffing that chest out. Good. 2 more. Good. Well done. Check it out. Okay. From there, spin around onto the side, using your mat as a cushion again. You're going to draw your hips down, squeeze your bum, squeeze your abs. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Again, you're dropping down. Okay. You're coming up as tall as you can. Slow and steady. Kind of drop and drive with control, okay? By control, I mean pelvic control. Don't move anything else but your shoulder blades. Okay, try and rotate your elbows from up position to underneath. So they bend this way, okay? Good, 2 more. Last one. Good. How many of you are feeling it now? Okay. Okay, so again, nice and tall, shoulders back, shoulders down, proud chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Okay, practice those good habits. Okay, so your next one, you're going to basically barely move this. Now, if you have silicone type bands, okay, and not these fabric ones, just be careful because some of you are going to have really light resistance bands, okay? You're going to be able to stretch them out as far as there. However, the more you stretch them, the more it's going to basically potentially snap and ping off, okay? If you have these fabric bands, now I'm feeling it, yeah, 100%. And sometimes it just means that like it takes a little bit longer to activate, it takes a little bit longer to feel because you're super strong already, which is good, which is what we want, okay? We just also want to kind of get them firing and get them in position. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time to warm them up, then start activating them, okay? When you start feeling it, that's when you activate it, okay? So once you're sat here now, get that good posture, draw back, draw down, okay? Should give your chest some shape, should give your shoulders nice, a bit more shape, and you should have a little bit more of a line here. So if you have a mirror in your house, use that as a guide, okay? Now, these little bands, they're super tough, they're for your legs, okay? You're gonna plan your hand in there like so, okay? So my hands are in there, not my wrists, okay? All right, my wrist is just out, okay? I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna draw out, and I'm gonna come back in, all right? You're talking inches, all right? That's all you're moving. There, out, back here, okay? Now, when you do it, okay, you're pushing your chest out as much as you can. Your back is as straight as you possibly can, and you're drawing back here, okay? You're there, in line, drawing out as much as you possibly can, holding and drawing back, okay? Now, when you drop back and you let it all loose, okay, don't just slouch and kind of carry on. Be very aware of your spinal posture, okay? I want to make that really clear. Your spinal posture is the tree, the trunk of your tree, okay? So it's everything. Push your chest out, draw up nice and tall, hands directly in front. You're talking inches, okay? If you do have a stretchier band and you can go out there, not interested. Kind of go to here, back there. If it's too easy, double it up. Okay, you ready? There, perfect chest out, draw out, squeeze, and relax. There you go. Hold for a couple seconds. Sit. Keep squeezing. Keep that chest up nice and tall. Good. 2 more. Good. Last one. Good. Now, what you may or may not have noticed, right, with my breathing, okay? I breathe in, Okay, I breathe down into my diaphragm. So I'm not making my chest big by breathing in. I'm not going, okay, I'm breathing down here. Okay, noticing my shoulders and my chest, it doesn't puff out like that. Okay, I'm not drawing up and back. Okay, I hold, I squeeze, I'm bracing here. Okay, it solidifies our kind of abdominal cavity. Okay. Doesn't weaken it as you breathe in, okay? Because this goes all soft and squishy when you do that. You breathe down. This is solid, okay? I go out, I hold, I breathe out as I come back in, okay? I want you to practice that. It's called bracing, right? It's really worth learning how to do bracing, okay? Especially when you're lifting weights and so on, especially when you're doing big compound multi-joint exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench press, press-ups, shoulder press, you name it, anything that covers more than one joint or more than one muscle group is a compound exercise. And to be honest, they're the best exercises, okay? So, proud chest again. Up, breathing in, drawing out. Good, keep squeezing. A little longer on the hold now. Last one. Good job, well done. Shake it out. Grab another little drink. You got one more round. What do you say, Jim? Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes if you do it and you do it too much and it kind of breathing too erratic, it kind of makes you feel all giddy and stuff. But yeah. Natural high from oxygen. But what you should be feeling, okay, is all of a sudden kind of like, not that you're necessarily out of breath or anything, but you should feel like you're getting incredibly hot, incredibly sweaty for no apparent reason, okay? You shouldn't necessarily feel like you're working incredibly hard unless when you're holding it, it should feel hard then. But you should be getting kind of hot, sweaty, I'm dripping. It's kind of getting to that point where your neural system is really, really working hard, which is kind of getting you hot and sweaty, just like you would if you were holding a plank and you're in that position. Okay, so again, last one, all right? Then we're going on to some spinal care. Okay, so just like so, arms up here, okay, big proud chest, spine nice and straight, head up, there we go. 3, 2, 1. Little holder, try and get 2 3-second hold. Good. Keeping those arms as straight as you can now. Good. Those wrists should still be straight. They shouldn't be bent. They shouldn't be going anywhere. Okay, keep that going. Two more. Last one. Good job, well done. Nice broad chest. Don't just drop into that kind of slouching pattern, okay? Grab yourself a little drink and a towel again if you need it, okay? Like I said, you should start to be getting hot, sweaty now, okay? As you're doing it. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings, how you're finding that, okay? Some of you are kind of going to be like, oh, I can't really feel it, or don't know really where I should be feeling it, okay? It's one of those small muscle groups that kind of expands you here and kind of work pretty much just by there, okay? Super small muscles. They keep, most of us overuse them And if you get a ball or you press hard here, okay, should feel quite sore, especially if you extend it up there. And it's kind of like those little muscles that attach from there to there. Okay, you've got two of them. If you lay on your side on a foam roller, you'll know exactly where I'm on about. It's called a teres major and minor. Typically, because we're slouched like that, we overextend them and make them really weak. And then that way, if we fall, our shoulder just dislocates, okay? Or we get a nice impact fracture where we hit and everything locks out and it all just seizes up and something breaks, typically in our wrist or our forearm, okay? So that allows it to pull back here, makes this nice and strong, because without that strong shoulder blade, okay, the shoulder would just drop out, okay? And a lot of us have winged scapulars, okay? It just means the apex, the little point at the bottom, okay? That little point there, typically points outwards, okay? So after this, have a little look in the mirror, take your top off, have a little look in the mirror, and if your shoulder blades are pointed out, what you need to do is more of that drawing back, that scapular protraction, okay? More of this exercise, okay? Drawing back there, okay? And that's gonna really help reduce that and eventually remove it, okay? Get you even more stronger, okay? So, spinal health, brilliant thing to focus on, brilliant thing to care about and make happen on a regular basis, okay? So, you're gonna stretch one leg out nice and straight, you're gonna bend one leg, okay? You're gonna lay nice and flat, you're gonna lift up, but you are not curling in, okay? Your neck is nice and neutral, you are engaged in your abs, you're tucking your chin to your chest, you're squeezing here, and then relaxing, okay? You're not trying to round your back. Now, if you struggle trapping that lower back, okay, because you naturally have a lordotic curve, which is a curve in your back like this, okay, you're going to try your best to tuck your hips under and try and trap them. Now, there's several ways of focusing on that. It's putting your fingers underneath and squeezing your fingers, because your hands are basically giant pressing sentences, okay? There's using a band like this, trapping it underneath your back, squeezing and pulling, because if you let go, it will shoot out, okay? And if your back kind of naturally curves, okay, this is probably the best way of learning how to trap your lower back. But all you're doing is lifting here. Now, as you look at my neck, it's nice and neutral, it's dead straight. It's not curved up. It's gonna feel hard on the neck. It's gonna feel hard on the neck muscles. It's gonna feel hard on the abdomen as you hold this. It's literally only 15-second holds, okay? It's a brilliant one for bracing here and learning how to engage the core and protect the spine, all right? Okay, but that neck needs to be dead straight. It needs to be slightly off the floor, just like so. You're gonna feel it, you're gonna feel it in your jaw muscles, and you're gonna hold it as best as you can, then you're gonna drop, okay? Now this leg, naturally, depending on how tight you are, it may flop outwards, okay? It may kind of draw inwards, kind of may be all over the place. What I need you to focus on is tucking those toes up, okay? Making sure that knee is facing the sky, those toes are facing the sky, they're not facing outwards towards me. They're literally dead straight. This leg is dead straight. It's not out to the side either. It's not dropped down. You're not trying to unstable your hips. You're keeping that nice and central, your spine nice and central, engaged, and then relax, okay? You ready? 3, 2, hold your abdomen. 1, draw up. Keeping those feet nice and straight. Hold in, focus on your breathing. Breathe into your abs so they're solid. 2, 1, and relax. Good job, well done. Okay, so a short and sharp hold. 5 seconds. 3, 2, hold in. Squeeze that lower back down. Keep the neck nice and neutral. Head off the floor if you can. And relax. Good job. Well done. Shake it up. 10 seconds. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. Lifting up. Squeezing down with that lower back. Super important. And relax. Good job. Swapping legs over. Okay. Making sure those knees are dead straight. Hands are there. Okay. Now, naturally, I noticed myself lifting my head up as it got harder. Okay. What I want you to do is tuck your chin down to the point where it kind of feels slightly uncomfortable, but it's in a neutral position. So when your head's tucked down, crown of your head should be on the floor. Okay. But when you come up, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel harder, okay? But again, it's going to keep that neck nice and neutral, okay? So, opposite legs now. Again, both facing upwards. Embrace, drive up, let's go. Squeeze your lower back down. Tuck that head down. Focus on your breathing. Three, 2, 1. Good job. Well done. How hard is that compared to before? Okay, when you check your head down, it's 10 times harder, isn't it? You know, certainly felt it. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Squeeze that lower back down. Super important. Keep trapping that lower back. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Gently relaxing. Should be getting harder and harder now for your neck muscles and potentially your lower back. You are squeezing that from there into trapping here. So notice how my hip is rolling back and forth. Tuck it down as much as you possibly can. Okay. Got one more, okay? So squeezing as best as you can. On a 3, 2, making sure feet are up. That's it, let's go. Tuck your chin down. Three, 2, 1. Good job. Well done. Shake it out. Arnie next. Yeah. So bracing, right? There's 2 different types of breathing. You've got bracing and you've got diaphragm breathing. When you diaphragm breathe, your rib cage goes up and you expand your kind of chest cavity. Okay. But also this part here, you get this like little dimple from your rib cage. If you can see, it goes in, and this part's then all squishy. Well, this part has all your vital organs in. Okay. Apart from your heart and your lungs, has all your vital organs in. Now, one of those things is your spine. Okay, I know it's not a vital organ, but your spine is connected in that kind of squishy part. Okay, now when you breathe out, okay, what happens is you create this thing called abdominal pressure, and your abdominal wall all the way around kind of gets pressed outwards. What happens is your organs are allowed to then kind of be free and move and kind of do what they're doing without being affected. But effectively, you've kind of segregated them all. But by doing so, you've pressed your muscles into your spine. Okay. Now, the reason why that is so vital, right, is because it kind of all of a sudden, like if you had a massive memory foam kind of block, if you will, you know, those kind of like foam blocks that you kind of put flowers in, you know, the moment you press your hand into that, okay, there's a handprint in there. You can't take it back. It stays and holds that position. Now imagine your muscles pushing into your spine like that and completely safeguards it, kind of bubble wraps your spine. That's what happens every time you brace your abdominals, okay? So when you brace here and you get really good at it and you're holding a big heavy weight, okay, your spine is straight. Your spine is safe. It is good to go. It doesn't matter whether you're lifting the maximal you've ever lifted or you're lifting as light as anything, because typically we always hurt our back when we like bend down and pick up a pen, okay? It's the vulnerability of it, the more you do it, okay? So the more you strengthen those key areas, okay? Now, although your neck is probably hurting more than your abdomen, I guarantee you your abdomen is working, and you'll be amazed on the muscles that connect to here, right, are dominant in your upper back and your shoulders, drawing them there. But there's also two muscles, right, that go from here right the way down to your base of your spine and keep you erect and tall. Okay, so it's really important that you kind of engage all of those things, especially nowadays when we're on our phones and our necks are forward like this all the time, or we're driving and our position is not there, and then all of a sudden we're like just literally bringing our head forward and forward and forward. So pushing it back here is uncomfortable, but it's where we should be. Okay, so just be aware of that. So this next one, you're gonna bring yourself a mat. Okay, now I see a lot of things on this one. If you have another pad for your elbow, grab that for your elbow. Okay, side planks. I see so many variations on this. It's really ridiculous. Okay, so the only variation I want you to focus on right now is half a side plank. Okay, now regardless of whether you think you have the ability to hold a full side plank or not, I want you to kind of hear me out and kind of work with me, all right? And let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because it's always good to hear people's comments on this type of stuff, what they know, what they think they know, what the science says, and all the rest of it, okay? So I want your knees bent like so, okay? Your hips are going to come forward, okay? And your elbow directly underneath your shoulder, okay? From there, you're going to drive up. So this is me nice and tight, nice and straight. Okay, my head, I'm then making nice and straight. My elbow is underneath my body. I am not driving up as tall as I can. Okay, to work those obliques as much as I can. You're going to work them just as much here as you think you are when they're up. Okay, so the neck is neutral. The hips are dead straight. I've got a lovely straight line coming from here to here. And most importantly, I've got a lovely straight line coming all the way up the center into my head, which is my spine. I'm holding there, keeping my elbow underneath. Keep holding, keep drawing that wrist down, engaging that forearm. 3, 2, 1, swapping sides. Okay, so again, elbow underneath shoulder, knees in line with shoulder, okay, hips forward, drive it up, just like that, push down there, keep your spine straight, your hips straight, okay? Lose that mentality where you're trying to push up as much as you can. It doesn't help you. It just makes the spine get strong in positions that it shouldn't get strong in. Has no business being over there. Good. Notice how my arm is back. Helps me present my chest a little bit more, as opposed to being drawn forward. Draw it back, open it up. Keep your spine nice and straight. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Spinning around again. Big deep breaths now, okay? Keep it up. Bending. Coming here. Another key thing to look for is naturally you want to do that. Turn it here. Okay? Keep the spine straight. Push your chest back. Draw the shoulder back. Now, typically, people always extend the legs on this, okay? But what happens is you compromise your spine, you compromise that hip position, and you end up doing it wrong, okay? This is why I kind of engage the 3/4 or the half side plank, if you will. 3, 2, 1. Good job. what happens is you end up getting the position right. So then when you then go up into a full plank, okay, once you're good and solid at this position, you end up doing it completely correct. Okay. Sometimes it's best for us to lose those egos and do the easier option, okay, but do it right. Because I guarantee you, it's not the easier option. Guarantee you, you'll start advancing more than you've ever advanced. And I also guarantee you, you'll start surpassing the people that potentially take the mic. Big deep breaths. And relax. Good job. Well done. Shake it out. Okay. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Anything I said today. Okay. Because I know sometimes potentially what I say may conflict with others. It may conflict with what you've been told by, I don't know, maybe a trainer or coach or whatever. And by all means, ask, confront me. I don't mind. Same with if you want to know a little bit more about certain things. Don't claim to know everything, but if there are things I don't know, I will go off, find out, research, and come back to you, okay? So, all this being said and done, grab yourself a little spot, walk your hands out in front, stretch your back out as much as you can, reaching those fingers forward, big deep breaths. So gently coming up, pushing your chest away from the floor, should round your back up as much as you can. Good. From there, curving your back as much as you can. Good. Coming back up into neutral position. Okay. Rotating around. Big stretch around. Holding at the top. Focus on your breathing. Try and follow it with your eyes. Good. Coming back around. Opposite side. Good. Coming back around. From there, if you have a chair or an object by you, you're going to slide your arms up, the legs straight, your chest up, presented. Keeping that spine nice and straight. Sort of stretch out the front of your shoulders, open up your chest. Big deep breaths, guys. So I hope you all enjoyed today. Hope you learned a little something, challenge yourself a little bit more, and a little further down that road on the journey. I think you're all doing brilliantly well. And I really appreciate your time and effort coming here every day. Good. Shake it out. So let me know your thoughts and your feelings. If you enjoyed today's session, give the video a little thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you've enjoyed today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time and your effort as always. Thanks for spending every morning with me. I really appreciate it. And thanks for getting involved and giving it your best. Well done. Let me know how you're doing now, and I'll see you tomorrow ready for our lower body leg session. Boom. Have a great one, guys. See you very soon. Take care. Thank you very, very much for your kind comments. Can you explain how to breathe when doing a weighted squat? So when you are breathing, doing a weighted squat, okay, you would hold at the top, you draw in, okay, it's that kind of shoulder blade scapular protraction that we've been practicing today, drawing back, okay. You then go underneath, you're about to stand up, you go, breathe it into your abs, okay, lift up, step back, do the squat, holding the breath, okay, coming back up, breathe out, breathe in, back down, back up, breathe out, breathe in, okay? So what that would look like if you are holding a squat rack, okay? So if you don't have, for example, a squat rack, and you're doing it at home, you put it on there, okay? Most of us relax our elbows, okay? By relaxing the elbows, you relax your wrists, okay? And by doing that, you relax your shoulder blades, okay? If you draw in forward and you draw that way, present your chest a little bit more, okay? Go from there, you go. So you're bracing as hard as you can at the top. Safeguard your spine, you draw in, help safeguard your spine. Come down, holding the breath, you come up, breathing out at the top, okay? You then draw back in. You hold it again, you go back down, okay? What most people do is they'll breathe in, come down, breathe out as they're coming up. And what that's doing is you end up losing all that abdominal pressure, okay, as you try to drive up. And then what happens is that chest starts to fail, those hips start going up, and you put it all on that lower back, okay? Right where that curve is, that lumbar spine, okay? And you end up literally kind of hammering your vertebrae because all of a sudden the muscles have relaxed around your spine. They're not pressed in anymore and expanded. It's relaxed, it's gone soft. Your chest, because you breathed into your like your chest cavity instead of your abdominals, you've gone and you started deflating because you come round, and all of a sudden as you're deflating, you're drawing here and your arms are still out there, okay? Your shoulder blades aren't pushing into your spine to make that back straight, okay? So drawing here really makes a big difference in regards to your spine. Yes, you'll feel it more here, just like we do when we're drawing up and drawing back, okay? And we're like, oh, I'm doing a shoulder exercise, yet my like lower back and my spine is kind of really being affected, and it's really working. Is that normal? Yeah, it's normal, okay? Because the moment your upper back engages, your lower back works, okay? If you don't upper engage there, okay, it works even more, you know? So unless you are helping here out to get that mid back working to help the lower back, okay, if you're rounded, he's doing all the work and it's not in a good position, okay? So focus on that, that movement. Brace as much as you can. Breathe in and practice that. That should be solid, not squishy and kind of like that, all right? So it's really worth kind of drawing in here as much as you can, and that strong wrist is there, not here or here, okay? That's a weak wrist, okay? Puts a lot of it on the bones, and you end up kind of like with these little ganglions that pop through the joint. That's where the little meniscus squeezes out, and it's an absolute nightmare, and then you end up kind of like with this little bulge in your wrist by here. It's not necessarily pleasant. It's pain-free, but it's kind of like ruining the joints, okay? So stay strong here, okay? Draw in, and these little exercises that we're doing today, although they seem pointless sometimes, you know, or they seem like, oh, well, I'm not really necessarily working. That kind of exercise you were doing here, when you're there and you're engaged, okay, and drawing down here, drawing there. If you don't know how to engage your shoulder blades while keeping everything solid, okay, well, you have to ask yourself the question is, if you can't do it with your body weight, why are you adding extra weight to you, okay? Your skeleton isn't strong enough, right? And that's where our kind of ego comes involved. And you're like, oh, well, if I lift these weights, right, I'll burn more calories, I'll lose more weight, I'll get stronger and all the rest of it. Whereas if you can't do the technique right first, don't complicate it with all the rest of the stuff. Nail this first with your body weight, then add little things like bands, sticks, small weights, technique over everything, okay? These little classes here, right, Thursday, Fridays are what are the foundations to everything above it, okay? Which is why a lot of people get injured, because they don't do these type of things and they go straight to the big exercises and they haven't warmed up, they haven't corrected anything, they're not moving the way they should do it. People are banging out press-ups like here, and bench press and all the rest of it. They're rounded, their lower back's curved, they're compromising their shoulders. You get all this, like pushing up, like trying to do shoulder presses with dumbbells, you name it, I've seen it all. And what you've got to start asking yourself is, am I doing any of those things? Is it worth me going down a weight, or maybe holding one dumbbell and making sure my movement is perfect as I draw in and here? Am I going out as I press? Am I meant to be going out as I press? You know, am I compromising my spine? Am I pushing up with my weakest hand and kind of I'm doing this type of movement as I press? All these little questions you start asking yourself are the main reasons why you then need to slow down. It's the main reason why you may want a mirror there, okay? Lose the vanity side of it, lose the potential, I don't like myself because I don't like the way I look, so I don't want to look in the mirror. I know that is a thing, and I know that is quite a big thing and a big thing to overcome. But if you focus on your improvement and want to improve yourself in all regards, okay, your health, your performance, your weight loss journey, whatever goal you have, okay, if you use that mirror as a tool and you're going, right, I'm not looking at all my jiggly bits or wobbly bits, you know, I'm looking at my technique. What is my technique like? And that is your main goal and purpose for it. Then that mirror becomes an asset. You know, it's not this judgmental thing that you're looking at and you're like, oh, that's disgusting. Okay, lose that side of things. And the fact that you're here in your own home, okay, no one's there to judge you. I'm not here to judge you. This is a safe place, and all I want to do is help you and get you better, okay? So any questions you have, keep dropping them in the comment section. Use the discussion board on our YouTube channel. Hit me up on any other social media platform, okay? If you want to drop me a private message, drop me a private message, okay? I'm always happy to help, and I'm always happy to explain and teach and learn both with you and help you, okay? So thanks again for your time. Thanks again for staying afterwards and listening to this. I appreciate you all. Have an amazing day, and I shall see you tomorrow, okay? Hopefully I can keep on teaching, keep on learning, and we can just go up and up and up, you know, and then effectively it'll change your life, you know. All right, have an amazing day. I'll see you soon. Take care.